This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Jackie Crea. Let's get right into your top local stories. It was nearly 4 years ago that South Bay mother of three, Maya Millete, went missing from her home. 9 months later, her husband Larry was arrested for her murder. Finally, after years of delay, her family hopes to get justice, and we are one step closer to one of the most closely watched cases in San Diego's history. A jury has been selected, paving the way for opening statements to begin on Monday. NBC7's Nicole Gomez is at the South Bay Courthouse with more details on how jury selection played out.
Well, it was a process that started several weeks ago. About 300 people received a juror questionnaire. That pool was whittled down to just 12 jurors, 6 alternates who will be showing up here at the South Bay Courthouse potentially for the next 3 months. Day 2 of jury selection concluded yesterday with Larry Millete's defense attorney, Leanne Sabatini, prompting the potential jurors with questions. Those questions range from personal conflicts with sitting on a jury to scheduling, things like medical appointments or financial hardship, as well as bias, proximity to the case, exposure to the case, and influenced opinion after watching news coverage. From the prosecution, Deputy District Attorney Christy Bowles focused heavily on the difference between circumstantial and direct evidence, alluding to a major sticking point, the lack of a body or direct proof that Maya is deceased, and the significant amount of circumstantial evidence to be presented in trial. We spoke to a defense attorney who's not connected to the case about the unique and lengthy years of media exposure the jury pool has had.
The reality is I think everyone needs to embrace the fact that most, if not all, jurors will know something about this case, will have heard something about this case, and may very well have an opinion. It's ultimately going to be up to the jurors, though, to share those opinions and for the attorneys to get those opinions out of the jurors so they know who they're dealing with to ultimately select the best juror for their side.
So again, opening statements are set for Monday when both sides will present how the trial will move forward and what they hope to accomplish over the next few months. Reporting from Chula Vista, Nicole Gomez, NBC7.
And we'll bring you complete coverage of the trial, including a live blog of opening statements and testimonies. You can follow along on our NBC7 mobile app. The QR code is right there on your screen.
I just want the person to be caught and to be taken into custody and to be held accountable for what they did. So
Nearly
that the
1
community
week.
can heal, so his friends can heal, his family.
Nearly 1 week after that plea for justice, an arrest has been made in the murder of a 64-year-old in Barrio Logan. It happened last Tuesday outside a market near Chicano Park. We were there live during the early hours of the investigation. At the time, police didn't have many details on who shot and killed Raul Torres Sr. Now, San Diego police have identified the suspect as Benito Garcia. He was arrested in San Marcos, but police have not released a motive or how they connected him to the shooting. Garcia is expected to be arraigned tomorrow. Police are still asking that anyone with information on the shooting to give them a call. Coronado Unified School District will be banning cell phones at its middle schools in the fall. This will be the strictest public school cell phone ban in the county. Coronado Unified is also implementing locked pouches. Students will pick up their assigned pouches at the beginning of the year and keep their phones in them all day. They won't get to unlock the pouch until they're leaving campus. There are, however, exceptions for emergencies or medical reasons. That ban starts next school year. Chief Meteorologist Sheena Parveen joins us now with a look at the forecast.
Hi there. As we head through the afternoon, we're going to see more sun than yesterday. We'll get into the mid-70s inland, around 70 in the mountains with a breezy west wind. The coast will be seeing at least some clouds thinning with temperatures close to 70 degrees, little breezy west wind at times, deserts mid to upper 90s. Very steady weather pattern through the rest of the week and through the weekend. We stay dry for the coast. We'll see gradual clearing each day, so the clouds may be a little bit stubborn, but they'll be around through the morning at least. We'll get into the upper 60s for the coast through the weekend. Little warming trend next week. We'll look at your 10-day coming up.
You count on deeper investigations.
Why didn't you just let her go?
I'm trying to keep our family together.
You count on getting a response. You count on a committed team looking out for you.
A lot of our small business vendors tell me that you owe them quite a bit of money.
In 2 languages.
¿Por qué piensa que ellos no hacen más?
You count on results
And they said, you have your money back.
and getting answers.
Do you still feel let down? It's a slap in the face.
This is NBC7 and Telemundo 20 investigates and responds. Only on NBC7 and Telemundo 20.
This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Jackie Crea. Welcome back. The mayor is revealing his new plan to address San Diego's $120 million deficit. It comes after several contentious weeks of back and forth over which programs and services should be cut and which ones should stay. NBC7's Audra Stafford has a closer look at the revised plan and explains why the debate is still far from over.
A lot of things are still on the chopping block in the mayor's revised budget, but he says thanks to some new funding sources, he was able to restore some key city services like park, library, and rec center hours.
These are practical, targeted restorations that I know that we can afford.
This morning, inside the Park de la Cruz Gymnasium in City Heights, Mayor Todd Gloria announced the details of his revised budget proposal, which include the restoration of rec center and library hours in Districts 4, 8, and 9, as well as Monday hours at the Carmel Valley Branch Library and 40-hour weekly operations at the La Jolla Recreation Center, both of which are in District 1. Among other line items, the revised plan also restores funding for youth drop-in centers, increases the city's contribution to the No Shots Fired violence prevention program, and support for December night's planning and operations. Mayor Todd Gloria says these restorations are possible due to a slight improvement in tourism revenue, as well as $4 million from the enterprise fund from the city's public golf courses like Torrey Pines.
What does that mean? We are going to treat public golf courses like private golf courses in terms of the rent that they provide. But I want to be very clear. I do not support raiding the golf fund, and it's very important to me that we maintain service levels as they are.
So noticeably absent from the mayor's list of restoration, funding for arts and culture organization cuts that total nearly $12 million. I asked the mayor about this. He said that while arts and culture are very important to the city, while the city is facing a $118 million budget deficit, their focus has to be on core city services. He emphasized, though, that as this moves forward, it will be in the city council's hands to decide whether to restore that funding. And based on what I heard here today, it sounds that at least 2 council members will be pushing for that. Of course, we'll see what happens as this continues through the process. From City Heights, I'm Audra Stafford, NBC7.
And you'll get a chance to weigh in on possible changes to one of the most frustrating highway interchanges in North County. We're talking about the spot in Oceanside where the 5 meets the 78. Yeah, that spot. Drivers often talk about how 1 minute it's smooth sailing, the next traffic is crawling. Caltrans and Sandag are looking to do something about it, and they want to hear from locals tonight. They're holding a meeting at 6 p.m. at South Oceanside Elementary School. We're going to have a look at your weather forecast right after this.
You count on deeper investigations.
My mom was sitting next to him trying to get help, and they weren't picking up.
You count on getting a response. You count on a committed team looking out for you.
How are you feeling when you're talking to the guy who may have taken your sister's money?
In 2 languages.
¿Cuál es su opinión sobre estos casos, maestra?
You count on results
I so appreciate you guys for helping me out.
and getting answers.
How concerned are you?
Extremely.
This is NBC7 and Telemundo 20 investigates and responds. Only on NBC7 and Telemundo 20.
Hi there, I'm NBC7 meteorologist Sheena Parveen. For today at the coast, slow clearing around 70 degrees for a high there, and we'll have a breezy west wind. Inland valleys, more sun, mid-70s. Mountains, a little breezy west wind too, around 70 degrees. Deserts about the mid-90s. Steady weather pattern through the weekend. We'll see gradual clearing each day. Temperatures at the coast will be close to 70. Inland valleys, mid-70s. Next week, though, we have a little bit of a warm-up. Nothing extreme, but we should get into the mid-70s for the coast and low 80s inland. Mountains and deserts also seeing a beautiful forecast through the weekend.
All right, thank you, Sheena. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. There's more coverage you can count on at NBC7.com. Thank you for watching.